In the art of Ogundele market, there is an old warning: don't look under your legs or you'll see what you shouldn't. But one young lady's curiosity led her to do exactly that. What she saw changed the village forever. Was it a trick of the mind, or had she really glimpsed the spirits that protected the market?
First of all, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do support us by hitting that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, like, share, and also leave a comment below. Thank you.
In the lively village of Ogundele, life had a certain rhythm. The people woke up with the rising sun, walked the fields, herded livestock, and prepared for the next market day. The market was the village's heartbeat. It was where trade took place, but it was also where stories were shared, relationships were built, and rivalries were made. Among the villagers, there was one young woman whose curiosity often led her into trouble. Abeni. She was known for asking too many questions, for wanting to know why things were the way they were. Some said she was stubborn, others said she was too smart for her own good. But everyone agreed that Abeni had a tendency to push boundaries. Abeni had heard the warning since she was a child. Never look under your legs in the market, the elders would say. The older women would tell her, the spirits walk among us, especially in the market. Looking under your legs is like inviting them into your life. But for Abeni, this was just another story. She didn't believe in such superstitions. After all, the market was crowded, noisy, and full of life. How could anything unseen be moving around without people noticing? As a young girl, she would accompany her mother to the market to sell akara, and as she grew older, she began to sell on her own. She would watch the bustling crowd and wonder what all the fuss was about. Why did people act like something terrible would happen if they bent down? Her mind was always buzzing with questions. One day, when Abeni was about 12, she asked her mother directly, "Why can't I look under my legs, Mama?" Her mother, who was known for her no-nonsense attitude, frowned deeply. "Because it is a rule of the land, Abeni. The spirits guard the market. You look and they notice you." "But how will they notice?" Abeni pressed. "It's just the ground." Her mother's voice dropped to a whisper. "Abeni, some things are not meant for you to understand. Just obey. Those who have looked, well, they've either gone mad or disappeared. Don't test what you don't know." But Abeni's curiosity only grew. Years later, Abeni was now a young woman, independent and in charge of her own stall at the market. She had heard the story of the spirit so many times it became background noise. The elders still warned the children, and market women still gossip about it. But nothing ever happened. Life went on as normal. One hot afternoon, Abeni was at her stall, roasting plantains. She was tired, bored, and feeling rebellious. The market was packed with traders shouting and people haggling over prices. The air was thick with heat and dust. Out of nowhere, Abeni felt a strange sensation, like an itch at the back of her mind. The curiosity she had kept buried for so long began to surface again. "Maybe I should just look," she thought. "Just once, no one will know." Her heart started to race as she glanced around. The old woman sitting next to her was busy shouting, and the market was as noisy as ever. It felt like the perfect moment. Taking a deep breath, Abeni made a move. She stood up, pretending to stretch, and then quickly bent down, lowering her head between her legs. At first, she saw nothing out of the ordinary, just dirt, sandals, and market litters. But then, out of the corner of her eyes, she caught a glimpse of something white and fleeting. It was gone before she could focus on it. She straightened up quickly, her pulse quickening. Did she imagine it? She shook her head, trying to dismiss the thought, but the feeling that something wasn't right stayed with her. That night, Abeni had a strange dream. In her dream, she was walking through an empty market. Everything was eerie quiet, and there was no sign of life. The stalls were empty, and the usual sound of haggling and laughter were gone. She walked further, calling out, but no one answered. Suddenly, from the shadows, figures began to emerge. They were dark, indistinct forms with glowing eyes that followed her every move. Her heart pounded in her chest as they slowly approached. She tried to run, but her legs felt heavy, as if they were rooted to the ground. The figures reached out towards her, their hands cold and clammy. Just as one of them touched her arm, Abeni jolted awake. Drenched in sweat, she sat up, breathing hard. The dream had felt so real. The next day, she told her mother about the dream. Her mother's face turned pale. "Abeni, you've done something terrible," she whispered. "You looked under your legs, didn't you?" Abeni's heart sank. "How did you know?" Her mother shook her head in despair. "The spirits, they've noticed you now. You've invited them into your life. We must speak to the elders." Word spread quickly throughout the village that Abeni had looked under her legs in the market. The villagers gathered at the elders' hut where Abeni sat, her heart pounding. The villagers were ancient, their faces lined with age and wisdom. The head elder, Baba Ogun, spoke gravely. "You have broken a sacred rule, Abeni. The spirits have been disturbed. Now we must appease them or the whole village will suffer." Abeni's throat was dried. "What do I have to do?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The elders exchanged looks before Baba Ogun spoke again. "The spirits will come for what they are owed. You must offer them something in return, something precious." Abeni's stomach churned. "What can I offer them?" The elders said nothing for a moment, and then one of them spoke. "They will take what they want. You must be ready to lose something dear." Abeni left the meeting feeling a heavy weight on her shoulders. The village had begun to avoid her, whispering as she passed. She was now seen as a curse, the one who had angered the spirits. Days passed and nothing happened. Abeni began to hope that maybe the spirit had forgotten about her. But then strange things began to occur in the village. First, the livestock began to disappear. Goats, chickens, even cows vanished without a trace. The villagers searched everywhere, but no one could find any sign of the animals. Then one of the village's oldest women fell ill. She began to speak in strange tongues, claiming she could see shadowy figures at the foot of her bed every night. Finally, the unthinkable happened. A child went missing. The whole village searched, but the child was never found. Panic spread through the village like wildfire. Everyone blamed Abeni. "She looked when she shouldn't have," they cried. "She's brought all this upon us." The village was on the edge of chaos. The elders decided that a ritual needed to be performed to appease the spirits. They gathered in the market at midnight, with Abeni standing at the center. The villagers watched from a distance, fearful but curious. The priest began to chant, calling on the spirits to show mercy. As he chanted, a strange wind began to blow through the market, and the air grew thick with tension. The villagers huddled together, eyes wide with fear. Suddenly, out of the mist, the spirits appeared. They were tall, shadowy figures with glowing eyes, just as Abeni had seen in her dream. The priest's voice fluttered as he saw them, but he continued the ritual. His priests moved towards Abeni, their eyes fixed on her. She trembled knowing that they had come for her. Then, out of the shadows, an old woman appeared. The same woman who had warned Abeni about the spirits all those years ago. But this time her face was different. She wasn't just a market woman. She was the keeper of the spirits, the guardian who had protected the market for generations. She raised her hand and the spirits stopped. "You didn't listen," she said softly, "but the spirits are merciful. You must offer a sacrifice or they will take what they want." Abeni, her voice shaking, asked, "What can I offer?" The old woman's eyes softened. "Your most precious possession." Abeni's heart sank. She knew what she had to do. With trembling hands, she removed the necklace her mother had given her, the one passed down through generations. She placed it on the ground in front of the spirits. The spirits paused for a moment. Then, with a gust of wind, the necklace vanished. The spirits faded into the night, leaving the market eerie quiet once more. The villagers who had been holding their breath finally exhaled in relief. The wind had stopped and the strange tension in the air lifted. Abeni stood in the center of the market, feeling a strange sense of emptiness. The necklace had been her last connection to her ancestors, the only thing of true value she had left. But it was gone now, taken by the spirits. The villagers slowly began to gather around her, their fear replaced by a mixture of relief and curiosity. Some offered her sympathetic glances, while others still viewed her with suspicion. Though the sacrifice had been made, they couldn't forget how close they had come to disaster. The elders approached Abeni, their faces solemn. Baba Ogun spoke quietly. "You have paid the price, Abeni. The spirits are satisfied, but the village will never forget this. You must leave." Abeni's heart dropped. "Leave? But this is my home." Baba Ogun shook his head. "The spirits have marked you. As long as you remain here, their presence will linger. For the safety of the village, you must go." Tears welled up in Abeni's eyes. She had made a mistake, but she hadn't expected to lose everything because of it. She looked around the village at the familiar faces of people she had known her whole life. There was no forgiveness in their eyes, only fear and distance. With no other choice, Abeni packed what little she had left and set off on the road. She had no destination in mind, just a deep sadness and regret that weighed on her heavily. The world outside Ogundele was unfamiliar and daunting, but she knew she had to keep moving. The story doesn't end here. There is a second part to this incredible story, and it comes with a very big twist. So if you've not subscribed, do subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, like, share and comment. Thank you very much for watching.